I live in Honduras, spend most of the year down here, and one thing I've had to really get used to are the chips. And it sounds ridiculous, it sounds tiny, frivolous little thing, but it's one of the things you don't realize how big a deal it is until you experience it. And there's just not very many chips here that are similar to the States. I can't find barbecue chips anywhere. I love barbecue chips, they're my favorite. I can't really find them here, especially not with the same flavor or anything like that. But there's one thing that's the same. There's one type of chip that's the same, and that's Pringles. You can get Pringles here, and they taste just as delicious as they do in the United States. But what I've also learned is that my daughter loves Pringles as much as I do, my 5-year-old. And so the other day, I made her lunch, made her a sandwich, gave her a piece of fruit, and then she said, hey, can I have some chips? And so I grabbed the can of Pringles off the shelf, and I realized there was like 6 chips in there. This is not good. But I love my daughter, and so I gave her all 6 chips. And so when I ate lunch, I didn't have any chips, but it's what you do. It's just what you do when you love your kids. So a little while later, I went back into the kitchen and I looked, and she had eaten all her food except for 3 chips. And I was like, oh, heck yeah, those 3 chips are for me. And so I picked up the chips and I just threw them in my mouth. And it was at this point that I realized that what my daughter loves more than Pringles is to lick salt off of the Pringles chips. And so all 3 of those chips I put in my mouth had no salt, and they were fairly soggy. It was bad. Like, it was awful. The chips just fell out of my mouth. Sometimes things don't turn out the way you thought they were going to. Sometimes you see something there and it looks good, it looks perfect, it looks exactly like what you want, and then you get it and you realize, nah, it's not for you. Such is life sometimes. It's unfortunate that that's the way things go sometimes. Sometimes you feel like, gosh, if I just get this job, then I'll be good. This job I've been working my whole life for, I've been training, I've been practicing, I've been coming in early and going home late and all these different things, and then you get there and it's not like what you thought it would be. Or you really try to write that book and it gets published and things are going really well, and then it's not exactly the life you thought it would turn into. Or you try to start a business and you get it going and you do this, that, and the other, and it just doesn't work out the way you had hoped. Such is life. I want to encourage you to keep eating Pringles. That was a bad experience, but I went to the store the next day, I bought a new can of Pringles and ate half the can before I got home, before she could lick all the salt out of it, right? Just keep working, keep grinding, keep fighting. Things aren't going to turn out. A lot of times they're not going to turn out. It's very rare for things to turn out exactly the way you hope or exactly the way you want them to. That's okay. Just keep going, keep fighting, keep struggling, keep chasing that life that you want. Keep trying to create that life that you want to live, because I promise if you just keep working, eventually you'll get there. Eventually the chips will have salt on them. Eventually they won't be soggy. Eventually where you get to is where you'll want to be. So just keep going. Hey, it's Gabe, and I really appreciate you tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And right now, I need you to do me 2 quick favors. 1, please subscribe to this channel so you'll get updates every time I release new content. And 2, if you're ready to take your life to the next level, if you feel like you're just kind of floating through life, or you're really struggling to get motivated to get out there and chase your dreams, or you feel like you're just not being fulfilled the way you really want to be, then I'd like to share with you my 5 steps to a next level life. These are the same 5 steps that I go through every time I feel like my life's not exactly where I want it to be. So if you feel like you're just kind of wandering through your days, floating through your life, or just having a hard time chasing those dreams, or just feeling like life is more than you're experiencing right now, then please check out gabebarrett.net/next level. I'd love to send that over to you. Just click the link and I'll email it right to you. So if you feel like that's something that could help you, please check it out. And until I see you again, please just get out there and create the life you want and create a life that matters.